Hey everybody, happy Sunday. And how we doing out there, people? And happy Sunday. Cheers. It is morning. It's awesome. It's May. It's mid-May. Weather's kind of getting better. I don't know. Still kind of cold in the mornings, right? You know, my birthday's later on this month, and my mom always said she went in the hospital. It was cold, and when she came out of the hospital, it was hot for the rest of the summer. So I kind of go with my birthday, which is May 28th. I go by that as the unofficial start of the summer, according to my mom. Memory of my mom. Anyhow, every year, if you've been watching me for 270 or so episodes, I think, something like that. I don't know. Approaching 300 sometime this year. Thanks for watching, by the way. There's lots of people who watch, and it's funny. I always tell the story about, I'm in the Sunday's supermarket buying my groceries, and some guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, man, I loved your show this morning." I have no idea who he is, but but I don't know. I never saw him again. He asked for guitar lessons and never saw him again. Come on back, whoever you are. Yeah, so if you've been watching me for a while, I'm getting off track again. If you've been watching me for a while, I always mention the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, nominees first, probably around April, and then inductees who were announced not too long ago. I don't even know how long ago it is. I'm a little behind on my announcing the inductees for 2025, but without any further verbiage or verbal diarrhea, as I was going to say, here they are. Okay. Bad Company. Shooting Star I just played. If you keeping score, I don't know. Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Cyndi Lauper, Outkast, Soundgarden, and the White Stripes. And those are our big seven. Is there usually seven? I don't know. I don't usually count them, but that was our big seven. The big names that have nothing attached to them. Kind of like Judas Priest had musical excellence or musical performance attached to them. So I don't know. I thought that was a little bit of a dig because they couldn't be in the top tier. You had to put them in another category. I don't know. Rock and roll, hard rock, it just gets kicked in the teeth. I don't know why. Why does it do that? I talked to a guy this week, and I mentioned the word rock, and his face kind of turned. I don't know. What's wrong with rock? What's wrong with rock? Most of the best groups in the world are rock. Most of the people that are filling stadiums are rock. I know country does it too, but country's kind of in its own world. But okay, let's go through this. Bad Company deserve to be there? Yes. A lot of great guitar riffs in Bad Company. I just realized when I was trying to think of something to play, and I go, oh God, there's a lot of good guitar riffs in Bad Company from Mr. McRalph's. Yeah, Bad Company, premier song, great songs, and incredible singer. Paul Rodgers, probably one of the unsung heroes of vocals in classic rock. Some people think he's probably one of the best singers ever. I know people do that, and Bad Company deserves to be there. End of story. Won't talk any more about that. Chubby Checker. I'm surprised Chubby Checker and Joe Cocker are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. Really surprised. I think they're backtracking here and trying to get people in, but this is how I feel about this situation. But anyways, both deserving to get in there. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, okay. big hits. I hate to get into the whole politics of how they kind of trying to be very friendly to all everything, whether you be male or female, American, non-American, and black or white. Let's be real, or hard rock, or different styles. So different styles. So they always have someone who's a different style, and that's probably Outcast, who's in here. Hard rock is represented by Soundgarden, let's say. And then there's the White Stripes. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, and there's always has to. And I guess our token female this year is Cyndi Lauper. And Cyndi Lauper, I just watched. I don't know if you guys should watch a documentary called "The Greatest Night in Pop." I think that's the title. It's kind of maybe I've missed up word or something like that. It's just about We Are the World and how they recorded it, and it's Lionel Richie, and you know Lionel Richie made me cry at the end because of this one thing he said right at the very end. You got to watch it to find out. But just how that all came about. And Cyndi Lauper's in there, and she's magnificent in We're the World, and just the way she carried herself and who she is and everything else. And I think okay, Cyndi Lauper, yes. Outcast. I don't know much about Outcast other than they have that funny song. I don't know too much about them. Soundgarden, posthumously, Chris Cornell, arguably one of the greatest singers in rock, in the top 15, 20, let's say, of classic rock singers. Isn't it funny how, as time goes by, styles or genres kind of blend into one and become either hard rock or rock? And case in point, Soundgarden was the Seattle sound, which was very different. And the Seattle sound took out my genre of hair metal and hard rock that was in the 80s. So I think all of us hard rock guys and kind of hated 90s music for that, how it took our scene and completely obliterated it for a good chunk of time until it slowly came back as it's commonplace. Like I said, it just kind of evens out as time goes by. The genres even out and they come together like that. And Soundgarden, while we don't call them alternative anymore, they're just kind of a hard rock band. Interesting. Just a thought. Yes, Soundgarden is phenomenal. Innovative, great in the vocals. Yeah, okay. The White Stripes. Now, some people might hate me for this, but I don't exactly get Jack White and the White Stripes, and people are going to hate me for that. I had gained a lot of respect for him after I saw the movie with Jimmy Page and The Edge. God, I can't remember titles. It might get loud. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Lots of respect for him there. To me, it comes down to songs and how great songs are and how melodic songs are. And sorry, it doesn't cut it for me. Does he as an innovator for music and holding the flame and all that kind of thing? Yeah. Okay. Jack White and the White Stripes. Overall, no blockbusters in my book this year. And I'm not mentioning everybody. Those are the top ones. There's always these underlings. There's the Builders Awards and that. I'm gonna mention two people here that are in for a lower category, which is called musical excellence this year. There's three people that were in, but I'm gonna mention two because I apologize, I haven't heard of the other person, so I'm not gonna mention that person. But Nicky Hopkins, keyboard player, is being inducted in the category of musical excellence. If you don't know who Nicky Hopkins is, he was actually going to be a member of Led Zeppelin at one point when Jimmy Page was putting the band together in the late '60s, out of the ashes of the Yardbirds, and with the Stones and just a who's who of British rock. Nicky Hopkins played on, so yeah, for sure. And he's on a lot of albums too that you probably wouldn't know of. I think he played with the Stones all the way up to, like, I think the Tattoo You album, I believe around that, before Chuck Leavell took over. Anyways, yeah. Nicky Hopkins. And then another other honorable mention is a female bass player who is a guitar player that started out, but now is known for her bass playing. She played on pretty much everything the Wrecking Crew played. If you know who the Wrecking Crew is, Carol Kay, incredible bass player. She's on almost all the Beach Boys stuff. If you Good Vibrations and all those killer, very distinctive bass lines. It's Carol Kay. Great shout out for women in the industry for earlier on, and also a great shout out for pick players on bass. She played bass with the pick guys. Please do not be a pick snob. Sorry, finger snob. Is that it? You have to play with your fingers on bass. No, you don't. Hard rock, you can play with a pick, and you want any kind of clarity. I'm going to tell you that a lot of bass players probably play with a pick in the studio. So, anyways, those are our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. And now, again, blow away the whole thing about people who are not considered rock. Most of these people are rock and roll or rock or hard rock, other than maybe Outkast. And if you want to call Cyndi Lauper, I think Cyndi Lauper's rock. I like those songs. They should be in that category. I don't know. People say really take the title of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame too seriously. I think rock and roll, I'm going to say it again, I've said it before, rock and roll is inclusive to all styles, all races, all sexes, everything. So I'm pretty proud of that, being a rock fan and always been a rock player and always been a rock person. I think that being all-inclusive is something that rock and roll has been doing from the very beginning. They didn't wait till it was politically correct to do this in the 90s and 2000s and beyond. But I believe that rock and roll is that category of music. And a lot of the bands that I've listened to, whether it be especially bands like Rush and Triumph, and Triumph especially, who went to the gamut of styles, from blues to country to jazz to classical guitar and all that Rick Emmett influence. Incredible amount of styles. Then you look at progressive rock like Yes, where there's all kinds of different styles in that style of music, all under the umbrella of rock, and then Led Zeppelin, who kind of sounds country at one point, kind of sounds bluesy at one point, kind of sounds heavy metal, with the Immigrant Song and that kind of thing. So there's like a wide range of styles in rock. It's never pigeonholed like some other genres, which I won't mention, might be pigeonholing people. So, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, love it or hate it, it's a great place. You got to go there, especially if you're a guitar player. Go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like the best guitar museum ever, next to the Nashville Musicians Hall of Fame. Go see that place too. Not many people know about the Nashville Music Hall of Fame, only because the Country Music Hall of Fame is such a big thing for Nashville. But it's in the basement of the Memorial Auditorium in Nashville. Go check it out. Michael Shreve's drum set from Woodstock is there. Also, a great Hendrix exhibit, and they actually have I can't forget who the artist is. It might be no, it's Waylon Jennings or someone's mobile recording unit is actually in the building there. It's incredible. You get to walk in there and check it out. If you're ever in Nashville, don't spend all your time at the Gibson Garage. Anyways, guys, I am doing a lot of gear repairs right now. I might shoot some videos because I've come across a lot of things that might help a lot of you out there. If you're, the pedal board has been apart and back together again, and enhanced and all kinds of little things, because pedal boards are hard because they have problems all the time. I got to keep constantly maintaining a pedal board, which is hard because there's lots of stuff. But yeah, I've got a lot of gear going on as we get ready for shows that are coming up in May and June and summer, and it's going to be busy. These shows, a lot of these shows might be pre-recorded in the summertime because I'll be coming back from places all over the place. Anyhow, keep the faith. Bridge on Fire. The Harriets. I saw the Harriets, Jacob D'Souza's band, on Thursday night at the Rivoli. Oh yeah, this is the future of rock and roll. Okay. Yeah, Jacob's band, the Harriets. Yes. Okay. Anyhow, take it easy. Have a good one. See ya. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. See ya. Bye bye.